The film begins with the wedding preparations of a girl named Rena. Rena's mother is overseeing whether everything is right or not. Then she goes to Rena's room. Mother looks at Rena and says she is looking very beautiful, and if her father were alive today, he would be very proud of Rena. Rena also praises her mother's courage in raising her alone. Mother explains to Rena that marriage is not just a celebration, but a long journey. She warns Rena to be careful about some unfinished matter from the past so that no trouble arises in their married life later. Rena assures her mother that everything is fine. It's time for the ceremony to begin. As soon as the mother leaves, Rena sits in front of the mirror, and suddenly, the mirror cracks in a strange way by itself. At the same time, the photo album hanging on the wall also falls. Suddenly, the lights go out. Rena picks up her parents' photo. Going outside, they find out that there was a short circuit. When Rena returns to her room, she sees the album lying on the floor and its glass broken. Just then, she sees someone outside the door. Rena follows that man, but as soon as she reaches the balcony, he disappears. Rena sees dirty, muddy footprints there and smells a foul odor. Rena checks the wedding bathwater kept there, which shows some black liquid along with flowers. Suddenly, something floats up, and Rena screams in fear and calls her mother. The water had turned completely black, and there was a dead rat in it. Someone checks and tells that this is black blood, and it is considered a bad omen. After this, the scene shifts forward some time. We see Rena with her husband, Prem. It turns out that Prem has been promoted, and the office has also given them a house to live in. Rena is still troubled by those strange incidents that happened before the wedding. But Prom explains to her that there is no such thing as ghosts or spirits. Prom logically says that the mirror was of poor quality, so it broke. The light went out due to a short circuit, and the photo wasn't hung properly, so it fell. When Rena asks about the mud, the rat, and the black water, Prom says that Mother had told him there was a fight with the neighbors. Maybe they did all this. Prom assures Rena that everything is fine now. Prom talks about their new life and jokingly says he wants 11 children. Talking along the way, they reach their new house. There, Mr. Mukherjee and Mrs. Dar welcome them. Prom tells Rena that these people will come once a week to clean the house. They go inside the house. It is explained that the old lights have been replaced and the house is completely ready. Suddenly, Prom is surprised to see mud on the floor. Mrs. Dar says that she had mopped it. She herself is surprised where the mud came from. Prom tells them to clean it again. This incident makes Rena very tense. At night, feeling very hot in the bedroom, Rena asks about a fan. Prom says there is no fan in the house. He will arrange one from the office tomorrow. The next day, Mrs. Dar asks if there will be any function for the new house and offers the neighbors help. Rena agrees. Mrs. Dar asks Rena about the fan. Rena says it came from Prom's office. Rena says she felt very hot last night. Hearing this, Mrs. Dar is surprised because the area is usually cold. Well, at night, Rena organizes a housewarming function at home with the help of Mrs. Dar and the neighbors. Prom calls and says he will be late coming from the office. He tells Rena that when the Ustad, holy man, arrives, she should make him good ginger tea. After this, Rena goes outside and sees an old man. Rena thinks he is the Ustad and calls him inside, telling him to sit. Rena explains that her husband will be late and goes to the kitchen to get tea. After making tea, when Rena turns around, she sees that the man is not there. Rena asks Mr. Miri where the Ustad went. Mr. Miri is surprised and says that the Ustad hasn't even arrived yet. Just then, Prem arrives home with the real Ustad. Rena panics and tells Prem about that first man. She says she saw an old man waiting outside, whom she mistook for the Ustad. Prem thinks maybe he was a neighbor. Well, the Ustad starts prayers and blessings for the house's safety. In the middle of the prayers, Rena sees that mysterious old man again. That man was coming towards her in a strange way. Rena gets scared. Then Rena sees that man outside the window and tries to show him to Prem. Prem goes to check, but there is no one there. The next morning, Rena is still restless, thinking about that man. She wonders why only she can see him. Prem calms her down and says that Mr. Mori and the neighbors didn't find anyone, and there is no one who looks like that in the area. He guesses that maybe that man was lost or was playing a prank. He tells Rena to keep the doors and windows closed and leaves for work. After this, the scene shifts to night. Even today, due to the heat, Rena cannot sleep and goes to the bathroom to bathe. We see the reflection of that man behind the bathroom door. After bathing, Rena closes the wardrobe. Then we see that man in a terrifying form very close to her, but Rena doesn't notice. Well, Rena sees that man in the mirror, but as soon as she turns around, he disappears, and Rena starts crying in fear. Rena lies down on the bed. But then water drips onto her face from above. She opens her eyes and sees that man stuck to the ceiling like a lizard. Rena is speechless with fear. Suddenly, that man jumps on her and says, "I want you." Rena screams in fear. Rena tells Prom that she saw that man. Prom calms her down, saying no one is here. After this, the story jumps forward 7 weeks. We see Rena cooking with Mrs. Dar in the kitchen. Suddenly, Rena feels like vomiting. Meanwhile, Prem is busy in the office, coordinating factory work and harvest information. Just then, someone comes and says that Prem has a phone call. As soon as he answers, Mrs. Dar tells him that Rena is unwell. She is vomiting and has a fever. The scene now shifts to the hospital, where the doctor says that Rena is not sick, but is 7 months pregnant. Hearing this good news, Prem and Rena are overjoyed. They start dreaming about their upcoming child. Prem prays for the baby's health and showers love on Rena. That night, Prem calls and says he will be late coming from the office again. He tells Rena to eat and go to sleep. Rena wasn't hungry, so she tells Mrs. Dar to remove the food. Just then, she sees those same footprints there. Rena panics and asks if someone entered the house. Mr. Murray tries to dismiss them as cat footprints, but Mrs. Dar clearly says these are human footprints. When Murray swears that his feet are clean, Rena tells them to clean the floor and goes to her room. As soon as she lies down on the bed, there is a knock on the door. There was no one outside, so she gets scared and comes back into the room. Just then, the door is knocked on again, very loudly. Before Rena can open the door, the lights go out, and that man appears standing over the bed. That demon pounces on Rena in a very terrifying and violent manner, clawing her stomach and drawing blood. Rena somehow frees herself and runs outside, screaming. Suddenly, she feels that she has miscarried. Just then, that demon crawls over and eats the fetus. Just then, Rena wakes up from the nightmare, screaming. Pram was sleeping next to her. Rena panics and tells Prom that she saw that old man again. Prom explains that it was just a bad dream, but then Rena realizes that she really has miscarried. Seeing this, Prom immediately takes her to the doctor. The doctor sadly says that they could not save the baby. Prom gives Rena courage and says that after she recovers, they can try again. But Rena is completely broken. She cries and says she took full care of herself. She didn't do any heavy work. Then why did this happen? Prom dismisses it as fate. Rena says that old man ate their baby. She shows the wound on her stomach as proof. But Prom still doesn't believe these things. He thinks that Rena, writhing in pain, made these marks with her own nails. Well, the next day, Pram tells Rena to rest and goes to the office. As soon as Pram leaves, Rena asks Mr. Murray if he knows any shaman. She tells him to bring someone without telling Pram. On Rena's request, Mr. Murray brings a shaman named Mr. Norto. Rena thanks him for coming. Mr. Norto asks permission to see through his third eye. He prays so that the secrets hidden in Rena's body and this house, or any evil force, will be revealed to him. After finishing the ritual, Mr. Norto assures Rena that her suspicion was absolutely correct. Black magic has been done on Rena, and because of this curse, she had a miscarriage. But he cannot break this magic right now because he is not sure what kind of black magic it is. For safety, Mr. Norto gives Rena some things and tells her to place them in the corners of the house. He especially emphasizes that Rena should pray to Allah and ask for protection from him alone. After this, the story jumps forward a few months. We see Prom sitting on the veranda. When Mr. Murray removes a flower pot from there, Prom sees the protective items given by Mr. Norto. He asks Mr. Murray about them, but Murray clearly refuses to answer. Well, Prom understands that Rena called a shaman to the house without telling him. Rena explains that she did all this just for protection, and since then, she hasn't seen that old man in her dreams. But Prom, as always, refuses to believe in ghosts or supernatural powers. Prom gets irritated and throws away all the protective items given by the shaman. That same night, when Prom was leaving the room after finishing his work, a strong wind opened the window. Prom goes to close the window, and then we see those same footprints again. At night, Rena wakes up and goes to the kitchen to get water. Seeing the reflection of that old man in the mirror, Rena starts running in fear. But suddenly, she slips and falls. Then that demon sits on top of her and says, "I want you." A dirty liquid comes out of that demon's mouth and falls on Rena's face. Rena runs to her husband. Now Prom could also see that terrifying old man. When that man goes outside, Prom fearlessly follows him. Prom sees that demon on the roof, who disappears into thin air within moments. Then Prom takes a ladder and goes to check the ceiling area. He doesn't find any human there, but he does find a mysterious object. Seeing that strange object, Prom gets very scared. The next day, Prom himself calls Mr. Norto to the house. Mr. Norto explains that this is a very powerful black magic made from grave dirt and rat's black blood, which is called the Black Blood Curse. Mr. Norto further says that this curse directly attacks their lineage. The result will be that every time Rena becomes pregnant, she will miscarry, meaning they may never become parents. Prom wants to know who did such a terrible thing to them.
Mr. Norto explains that this is the work of someone who was badly hurt because of their family and now wants revenge. Prom asks Mr. Norto if it is possible to break this curse. Mr. Norto says it's not that easy. For this, the main source of the curse must be found. Only then can it be destroyed. He says that the item needed to break the curse is usually buried near the witch's house. Mr. Norto asks Rena to remember if she has any enemy who harbors deep anger towards her. Rena then gets up and comes outside, remembering that unfinished problem from the past that her mother had mentioned. Rena tells Prom about her past. She says that before meeting Prom, she was dating a boy named Udi for 6 months, but Udi was very obsessed with her. When Rena wanted to break up, Udi couldn't accept it and started stalking her. He had also threatened that if Rena married someone else, he would see what happens. They decide that to break the curse, they will have to find Udi. Rena calls old friends and finds out. It turns out that Udi was arrested by the police in Jakarta, but no one knows where he is after getting out of jail. Rena tells Prom about the arrest. They understand that finding Udi without the police's help is difficult. Then time moves forward. Rena is now 9 months pregnant. Rena and Pram pray to Allah for their upcoming baby to be born healthy. Rena asks if there is any news of Udi from the police. Pram says no news has come yet. Suddenly, Shinta calls and says that Udi has been found. He is at his sister's house in Slawi. Pram decides that he will go to Slawi with Mr. Norto. He tells Rena to stay home and call her mother so she won't be alone. Reaching Udi's sister's house, Mr. Norto says they don't sense anything cursed there. Pram pretends to be Udi's friend and asks about him. The sister says that Udi died 6 months ago in a limestone mine accident. Pram tells Rena on the phone that Udi is dead. Pram says Mr. Norto says that if the one who casts the curse dies, the curse should end automatically. But Rena's problem hasn't ended. This means for sure that this is not Udi's doing. Pram asks if the mother has any enemy because of whom this trouble has come upon Rena. Rena refuses. Pram says that he and Mr. Norto are waiting at the village head's house for more information.
At night, the mother tells Rena to rest. Rena gets cramps in her legs, so mother tells her to use warm water and goes to call Mrs. Dar. As soon as the mother leaves, Rena sees those footprints again, and the protective items start breaking one by one. Rena calls her mother in fear, but the mother gets locked in a room, and Mr. Murray and Mrs. Dar get locked outside the house. Just then, Rena's water breaks. That demon comes and places his hand on Rena's stomach and says, "This baby will not be born alive." At that same time, Pram and Mr. Norto arrive home. As they arrive, the door opens. Mr. Norto commands the evil force to leave the house. As they arrive, the door opens. Mr. Norto commands the evil force to leave the house. Then the demon releases Rena. Pram holds Rena, as she has started having labor pains. They pray to Allah for strength and help deliver the baby. On one side, Mr. Norto was trying to stop the demon, and the others were helping with the delivery. Finally, Rena safely gave birth to the baby. Then, Mr. Norto, chanting Allah's name, also managed to drive away that demon. The newborn baby is named Dwi. The doctor says that the baby's lungs are not fully developed, so she will need to be kept in the hospital for a few more days for treatment. Rena asks Mr. Norto if the curse has ended after the birth. Mr. Norto explains that the curse has actually dissolved into the child's blood. Until it is completely removed, this child will not grow up like other normal children. Mr. Norto explains a terrifying cycle of the curse. 7 weeks, meaning the first miscarriage. 7 months, meaning the second baby's premature birth. He warns that when the child turns 7 years old, that old man will come back to take her. After this, the story jumps forward 7 years. There is an atmosphere of fear and chaos in the house. Rena cannot find her daughter Dwi anywhere. Everyone starts searching for her like mad around the house and in the garden. Finally, Rena finds Dwi. Seeing a knife in Dwi's hand, Rena forbids her from playing with the knife and asks for it. As soon as Rena reaches out her hand, Dwi cuts her mother's hand and walks away. Rena comes home and sees Dwi eating raw meat. Seeing her daughter in this strange condition, Rena is completely broken. Rena tells Prom that she cannot take this anymore. Rena wants her daughter to be like other normal children. Prom assures Rena that he will do anything for his daughter. They discuss that they have checked friends, family, and colleagues, but still haven't found the person who cast this curse. Rena reminds him that tomorrow is Dwee's 7th birthday, and according to Mr. Norto, that old man will come again. Prom explains that he will bring Mr. Norto, along with Mr. Yai and his son, to save Dwee. Their spiritual power is very strong. They will guard the house so that the evil force cannot enter. The next morning, Mr. Norto, Mr. Yai, and his son Ario arrive at the house. They immediately start making protection circles. Mr. Yai tells his son Arya to stay very alert. He explains that at midnight, when Dwee turns exactly 7 years old, that evil force will try its best to enter. They pray to Allah for Dwee's safety. Then they start continuously reciting prayers to weaken and drive away that evil force. At exactly 12 midnight, that demon breaks the house's protection circle and enters. Just then, the lights go out. Everyone stands up. The demon picks up Ario and Mr. Yai and throws them. Mr. Norto sends everyone to another room. Suddenly, the demon pounces on Mr. Norto, puts its hand in his mouth, and pulls out his intestines. Then it breaks the door to go and kill Dwee. Just then, Mr. Yai gets up and throws holy water on the demon, causing it to writhe in pain. When the demon starts moving towards Mr. Yai, Arya gets up and stabs the demon from behind. But the demon picks up Arya and throws him again. Well, Mr. Yai throws holy water on it, and that demon disappears from there. After this, the atmosphere calms down a bit. Mr. Yai assures everyone that they are out of danger for now and are safe. But he feels that someone is hiding the truth. He clearly says that someone here is hiding a big secret from each other and tells them to speak the truth. Finally, Prom admits that he suspected who sent this curse, but he didn't tell this to Rena. After Udi's death, Prom thought it over and confirmed who was behind this curse. When Rena asks for his name, Prom takes the name of Mawar. Rena is surprised because she had never heard this name before. The scene now goes into a flashback. We get a glimpse of the old relationship between Prem and Mawar. Mawar had warned Prem about Rena, that Rena is always busy with work and promotions. She would never build a home for Prem. Mawar considered herself a wife worthy of Prem, but Prem clearly tells her that he will only marry Rena because Rena is willing to leave her job for him. Mawar could not bear this rejection, and in anger, cursed Prem, that Prem and his entire family will suffer their whole lives. The scene returns to the present. Prom says he thought Mawar had just said that in anger, but after the curse was confirmed, for the past 7 years, Prom had been secretly searching for Mawar with Mr. Norto. He apologizes to Rena for hiding this truth. Prom assures Rena that there is no one else in his life besides Rena. Rena is mentally broken. Just then, Mr. Yai tells Prom that time is very short. They need to find Mawar as soon as possible. He wants to perform a special ritual to break the curse, in which both Prom and Rena must participate. Prom begs Rena. He explains that saving their daughter Dwee's life is more important than their anger and complaints right now. Prom admits his mistake and wants a chance to make everything right so that Dwee can grow up like other normal children. When Rena asks for assurance on this method, Prom promises her. After this, Mr. Ye performs a ritual to try to locate Mawar. They find out that Mawar is hiding on the border of Wanasobo and Magalam. At that time, Prom and Mr. Ye set out to find Mawar, and Arya stays at home with Rena for protection. They go straight to the backyard behind Mawar's house. Ye tells Prom to dig the soil at a spot and goes to get a shovel from the car. Just then, someone attacks Mr. Ye from behind. After this, Prom is also attacked from behind. It was none other than Mawar herself. When Prom regains consciousness, he sees that his hands are tied, and Mr. Yai is also there. Then Mawar comes laughing demonically and says that she knew Prom would find her. Venting her anger, she says that it was Mawar, not Rena, who was always with Prom, but Prom never saw her. Mawar says with great satisfaction that for the past 7 years, she really enjoyed watching Prom and Rena suffer. She warns that no one should try to break this curse. Saying this, she picks up a knife to kill Mr. Yai. Just then, Prom gets up and attacks Mawar, and she falls unconscious. Prom frees his hands and also unties Mr. Yai. Yai tells Prom to quickly find that pot of soil. Prom ties Mawar's hands and immediately goes to find the pot. He finds it and brings it to Yai. But due to blood flowing from his head, Yai dies. Then Prom calls Arya and gives him the news of his father's death, telling him that the pot has been found. Arya, holding back the pain of losing his father, tells Prom to quickly come home with the pot. He says he will complete the ritual alone now. Rena apologizes for his father's death.
Arya starts the ritual. Suddenly, the lights go out. Arya warns Rena not to let anyone leave the room. Suddenly, the demon appears in front of him. Arya attacks it with a knife, but it has no effect. Instead, the demon throws him away in one stroke. The demon takes the same knife and stabs Arya. Rena comes outside to save him, but the demon decapitates Arya in one stroke. Rena, frightened, enters the room and sees that Dwi is not there, and some invisible force is choking her mother's neck. When that force releases the mother, she points towards Dwi. The demon was taking Dwi away with him.
Rena, writhing in pain, begs that evil force to release Dwi. But that demon says that its effect is in Dwi's blood, so this child belongs to it. It refuses to accept Prom as Dwi's father. Rena challenges that no matter who Dwi's father is, the mother is here. To save Dwi, Rena offers her own life. She tells that demon to take her instead of Dwi. Then the demon releases Dwi. Rena has her last emotional conversation with her daughter Dwi. She says she knows that maybe she won't be able to raise Dwi, but even after dying, she will always take care of her. Rena says goodbye to Dwi, calling her the most important thing in her life. After this, the demon takes Rena with him.
Prom returns and sees that Rena is missing. Rena's mother is crying badly and says that Rena is nowhere to be found. Prom starts searching for Rena like a madman. He asks Dwi where her mother is, but the situation had gone out of control. Finally, Rena is found, but she is lying lifeless. Prom keeps shouting to wake her up. Rena's mother angrily blames Prom. She says that because of Prom, Rena is in this condition today. Prom breaks down in guilt and grief. He gives Dwi's responsibility to Rena's mother, and apologizing to everyone, decides to leave somewhere. Rena's mother asks in surprise, where is he going? Because Rena is gone forever.
Prom is determined that he will end the curse no matter what, because he had promised Rena. He apologizes to his daughter Dwi for his mistakes and goes straight to Mawar's house. Prom confronts Mawar. He asks for help so that he can remove the curse from Dwi and bring Rena back. But Mawar mocks him and reminds him that she had already said she would destroy Prom's family. She says that coming here, Prom has made a very big mistake. Saying this, Mawar lunges at him with a large knife. There is a great fight between them. When Prom tries to snatch the knife from Mawar's hand, Mawar picks up another knife with her other hand and stabs Prom in the face. Prom somehow controls Mawar. He begs her a lot so that she would leave his family alone, but Mawar clearly refuses, saying she will never do that. Mawar attacks again and burns Prom's face. Prom somehow frees himself and also picks up a weapon. Their fight continues like this. Prom did not want to kill her, but finally, forced, he cuts off one of Mawar's hands. Mawar then picks up a weapon with her other hand and again lunges at Prom. This time, Prom cuts off her other hand as well. Still, Mawar does not stop. She jumps on Prom and bites his hand. Finally, Prom is forced to stab the weapon into Mawar's stomach.
Prom tells her to stop. Mawar says that Prom is still choosing Rena. She says that Rena is now dead and has become the bride of that old demon in the afterlife. No magic can bring Rena back alive now. Hearing this, in anger, Prom decapitates Mawar, and with this, the curse also ends. At the very end, Prom shouts out Rena's name. He says he cannot live without Rena. Saying this, Prom also commits suicide.
Meanwhile, Rena's mother sees that Dwi is recovering and is also speaking. She asks in surprise, "Can you speak?" Well, the scene now moves forward several years. Dwi has now grown up and has completed graduation with very good marks from a medical program. At the convocation, Dwi gives a speech. She says that since childhood, she grew up without parents and has no memories of them. But she knows that her parents wanted her to serve people. Therefore, she dedicates her success to her late parents. And with this, the movie ends here.
If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and stay updated